All right, I got a good one for you now. So behind me here is a Ford 4400 series utility tractor. So it's the same thing as an industrial, but it's different. I don't know the nitty-gritty details. It is what it is. So a little bit about this tractor. It's a 1965 flavor. It's got the 3-cylinder gas engine. It's sitting at about 55 to 58 horsepower according to tractor data. It's a pretty neat little unit, really. So the reason why I wanted to make this video is for these little pieces right here. So these are actually the hood hinges that go on this tractor. So one's still kind of hanging in there, and the other one, it's gone. It's fairy dust. It doesn't exist. So we're going to see about remedying that issue. So I'm probably not going to go into great depths on trying to fab something together to make it look similar to what the factory strap was, because the factory strap on that, where these are bolted to, the hinges are bolted to, is gone. It's rusted out. So what I might actually do is get a couple pieces of flat stock. I got some 1/4 by 2 inch flat stock, 1/4 by 1.5. I'm going to see about just kind of cobbling it together. I'm not looking for perfection. I'm looking for functionality. That's really all I care about. Does it do what it's supposed to do? So, well, while I got you, let's take a quick little lap around this tractor. See what I'm kind of working with here. So, also keep in mind, bear with me. This shop it's a little bit of a clutter. All right, I've done some work to my workbench. It's kind of hard for you to see, but I've done some work. Like, I've never had that much space open on my workbench. It's always been a catch-all. So to be able to have that kind of space up there now, it's pretty awesome. So I'm going to hopefully have enough space I can put this hood up there and actually do what I need to do to it. But the rest of the shop, it's a freaking disaster in here. There is so many car parts and so much junk, and I'm going to clean it up. I'm going to clean it up, I promise you. It's going to look better in here. Probably not. But anyways, so let's take a quick gander here at this hood. Let's get you... Alright, so from what I've read online, a good indicator on being able to tell the model year on this tractor is this hood, because they're fluted. You can see it's got little holes right here. Your newer models do not have these, but your older models, I believe it's 65 to 68, I believe, has the fluted hood here. Anything, and they all retain the same kind of hood shape clear through. It's just the older ones have flutes. And then you got your little hood latch. This one somebody kind of cabbaged together, but hey, it works, you know what I'm saying? Not looking for perfection, looking for functionality. So, alright, real quick, that hood hinge, and that's the reason why I want to get it fixed. You hear all that clanging and banging? I'm tired of it. But that is the old hinge, right? Kind of pivots off a little piece of DOM down there. But as you can see, this one, it's starting to do it here where that little split is right there. It's splitting across here. So before too long, this thing, it's even doing it down here. So before too long, this whole strap is going to just rip right off. Kind of like what this one did. So my plan is I want to make something to kind of patch that back up so this hood can actually do what it needs to do. But a little background on this tractor, don't mind the tire. I took that off because it's a lot easier to tinker right there when that's not on there. So a little bit about this tractor. I picked this up for cheap. I had full intentions on flipping this. I did not plan on keeping this whatsoever. Unless, you know, my family has a legitimate purpose for it on the farm, which in reality, the only thing that this tractor would be good for as of right now is running a bush hog. It's too small to do what we want to do. I was thinking maybe it'd be big enough to make hay with. If we had a small enough rake, it would work, but we don't. So it is what it is. But I picked it up for cheap, bought it off a guy. He bought it at an auction. It was in unknown condition. He didn't know if it was running or if it was stuck or what was going on with it. But this did at one point in time have a loader on it. A lot of these utilities came with a front loader. And then I believe it was an option to have a backhoe attachment as well. But when I got this one, it had a counterweight, a concrete counterweight on the rear. And the gentleman I bought this from wanted the loader, so he took the loader off and kept it. Which is fine. I have a 971 Power Master, and it's got a front loader on it, so I don't need it. Cool if I had it, but don't need it. So a couple things I've already done. I've dropped a battery in it. I put a new solenoid on it, kind of hard to tell. I put a new tappet on it, so that way it shuts fuel off. New starter, new carburetor, new coil, new cap, rotor, plug wires, plugs, new fuel pump. I've done a little bit of work to this tractor since I've gotten it. I bought it in non-running condition, and it currently does run, but it doesn't run well. So that's a vacuum advance on this distributor. And I have replaced every aspect of this ignition system for the exception of the wiring harness and the distributor itself. So I am going to see about removing all of this entirely, get rid of this, get rid of the vacuum advance, and swap this for a mechanical advance distributor, which I currently have, and that's going to be another video. But I'm convinced that if I replace that distributor with a mechanical advance distributor, it's going to fix my issue of this kind of wishy-washy, it runs but doesn't have power, and if it does run, does it run well? So, but it's a step further than what it was. It does run now. Sort of. So, to digress, let's get into ripping this hood off. Let's get into ripping this hood off. And, oh yeah, by the way, I got a new muffler. Nice. So, I'm going to rip this hood off, and we're going to see about fixing something. All right, stay tuned.